Let me give you some of those numbers that Charlie was referencing because they are brutal. Capital Weekly, a nonprofit publication covering California politics, did a poll of 100 or a survey of 1,000 Californians and had them watch clips of Newsom's interview with Charlie. The podcast only made 13% of voters have an improved perception of the governor. 26% said it harmed their perception. 58% said made no difference. Among self-identified liberals, 37% said that the snippets harmed their perception of the governor. So in other words, 26% overall said it harmed their perception of him. And among liberals, 37% said it harmed my perception of the governor. Among those who have very favorable opinions of Gavin Newsom, he lost 16%. The thing about Gavin Newsom is he's not very good at pushing back. So he's not going in there and doing battle with the Charlies and the Bannons of the world. He's somewhat obsequious, to be honest with you. I mean, it's very strange because when you listen to him, you would think like he's a moderate, but he's not. On the trans stuff and virtually every other subject, he is as radical as they come. He is another Kamala Harris, but there's something about him. Maybe he is a people pleaser, a vintage politician. When he gets across from these are our war fighters. And truly, like the three I mentioned, these are war fighters in a way, rhetorical war. He feels the need to get their approval. That's how it feels. And he's getting excoriated by the left-wing press as a result. It's actually kind of amusing. We put together a budded soundbite. Take a listen here.
I thought that was one of the most inauthentic things I have seen Gavin Newsom do.
Wow.
So
you don't believe in the let them hang themselves theory?
No, I'm terribly disappointed. I think you meet energy with energy. And what he did was he showed his pretty white teeth and his cute face and did nothing other than that. And I think it's despicable.
Okay. I texted him about them. I'm like, what are you doing? And I used other words, but it wasn't challenging people who are actually famously trollish and say lies and things like that. If you don't push back on lies, they exist.
I always thought he was kind of he'll be whatever he needs to be politician. This is way worse.
Adam Kinzinger.
Look, there are many of us that actually, I'm not saying this for sympathy, but basically sacrificed a career taking on people like Steve Bannon. Democrats are ticked off at him, and there's no Republican that's going to go, you're not a California liberal, I like it. You have Steve Bannon.
You got Trump derangement syndrome. You decided to be a anti-J6 warrior. You participated in the J6 committee, which was completely dishonest and a show trial. And Republicans decided you weren't their cup of tea. It was not Steve Bannon's fault.